Good morning, folks. So the last week and a half, I've been spending quite a bit of time in the tractor with the box scraper on the back, getting snow cleared off. In the last couple weeks, we've gotten about 16 inches, I would say, depending on the area. But last night I decided to pull the planter in the shop so that Dad and I could start our winter project on rebuilding that thing. Dad left that thing set up to go for Milo when we parked it because we weren't sure if we had to go replant some things, so we just left it set up, and then not really we forgot about it, but we just had other things going on. So it is the next morning of me pulling the planter in, and Dad is in the shop getting things cleaned up, ready to go, and I'm gonna head up to American Implement and get the parts we need. So we'll see you at American Implement. Oh yeah, Bob. Trying to convince Dad to get that thing. I don't know how far I'm getting along with him, but thing sure would be nice. I'm not sure if we really need it, but it'd be fun. We'd look good doing it. I'm back.
What the hell's the matter with you?
We only get snow once a year. Gotta have some fun. Alright, we're back from the parts store. Got me a Red Bull. Okay, are you, what are you working on here?
Making a mess.
Making a mess. You're making a mess. Okay, I'm just gonna go through here and pop all these lids off. Just make the process go a little faster. Get all these lids popped off, get the vacuum out, vacuum the hoses out, and then I'll probably go ahead and pop the sides off and get the old discs off. Yeah, let's get these things vacuumed out. Okay, so Dad's here now. He's been here for about an hour. I just haven't picked up the camera. Dad's getting all of his stuff ready to go up here on the table for rebuilding the meters. So we're gonna be, obviously we gotta pull the Milo knocker wheels off, placing all the gaskets. So we got this gasket here, this gasket, and then the brushes we'll be replacing. And then we'll have to go through and open up all these doors. And that should be the whole meter process, shouldn't it?
It's pretty close. A lot of fun. Dirty. Messy. Got us a little assembly line set up to rebuild the gaskets and knocker wheels on these meter doors. So we'll just strip them down. It's going to get new gaskets, so those are going to get thrown away. This knocker wheel will get replaced, and we will replace the smaller tooth knocker wheel.
And that's the Milo.
This is the one from the
Knocker wheel,
Milo.
right?
Well, we'll take that out, and we'll grab the one for the ProMax 40 discs, and we'll go back in with them.
So you're gonna show them the difference there.
Now you can see the difference. We can talk about the difference once we get working on the row units, but necessary part of changing crops, going from Milo to corn. One of the small changes that has to be made. We'll clean this up so I can get a new gasket. Really ought to wear a mask, but the dirtier you get, the harder it looks like you're working, I guess. New gaskets from Deere. These will help ensure the vacuum is correct and we don't have any leaks, and we're pulling the seed up to the disc, to the metering disc properly. These things aren't hard to put in. They're a little tedious, especially with rubber gloves on, but it is important to get them exactly where they go so that you don't have any leaks when you're in the field.
So I'm gonna start going through here and pulling off all these gauge wheels. Just gotta pull this bolt off here, and then the whole unit comes out, or not the unit, but the whole gauge wheel comes out. That's simple. Just gotta do 48 more.
Only the disc is turning all the time. Well, I got about 5 things that need to be done to these meters, these mini hoppers, to get them ready to go. I'm going to pull out, I call this a diffuser. This keeps the mini hoppers from getting overloaded with seed, so they're seed specific. I'm going to pull this Milo one out. We'll replace it with corn when the time comes. I'm going to pull these old brushes out because they're going to get replaced. So I'll go ahead and pull those out, and keep in mind the orientation of that notch goes to the top. I'm going to pull this gasket out, which seals against the seed meter. That'll get replaced with a new one. And I'm going to open this slider door here in the up position so that it's ready for corn. I'll go through and do 24 rows of that, and then we'll slap new gaskets, brushes, and diffusers in, and meters will be done. I guess one last thing is I can adjust the double eliminator. Kind of a nice feature compared to our old planter. I think we set them on 5 for corn, and that just adjusts the double eliminator for the ProMax 40 disc.
So here's the current weather situation. It's snowing. Pretty decent sized snowflakes, but it's pretty dang cold outside. Probably need a jacket. How long is it supposed to snow for? Do you know?
You know, I just take one day at a time. Today's snowing. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
Wise words of Chris Weathers.
Maybe I didn't blow them out at all. But yeah, those rings will all come out. And that's to keep the hoses from getting flooded with too much Milo.
So as he's going through pulling all those off, I'm gonna get started on the discs. After I go pull off all the hubcaps, just the rubber hubcaps there. Pull all those off and we'll get to ripping. Okay, the discs are off. Wasn't too bad of a process, but in the meantime, Dad went ahead and got all the meters taken off on both sides. So basically, this thing's ready to go back together.
Almost tore down.
I mean, everything that we're gonna take off is off.
We gotta pull these. We gotta pull these little nuts. I probably won't be able to get it without pliers, but got little seed tube inserts right here. Inserts that have to come out. These are used for Milo, so the infrared sensor can count better. These will come out, and you just use the standard seed tube without the insert for corn.
Just out here like 30 minutes ago, and there's nothing on my pickup. Got the trash all over that, but I think the dump should be open today. I don't think they would have closed because of this snow, but we're gonna go there, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and run by American Implement and grab one right-hand nut and some spacers for those discs. That way we've got them on hand.
Spend some time away. We got too complicated. It's all way overrated. I like the old and outdated way of life.
Got him. Apparently got a little fire. That's no bueno. While I'm out, I'm gonna just go ahead and have Great Western patch me up here because I don't want to wake up in the morning with a flat tire. Birds are all hunkered up. Let's go inside and see what they're doing. Okay. Graydon! Where's he at?
He's not.
Huh.
He went home.
How'd
What are you doing,
the
huh?
spray jobs go?
It's good. I'm printing my form to take home and work on, maybe. Do you have that on video?
Yeah. We vlog out here. Dad left us with a mess. So, I think to wrap up the day, it is 4:02. wrap up the day, probably just get the floor cleaned. Start back up tomorrow.
I ordered two, just so I got a spare and one to replace this over here.
Okay. So his dad's going around getting the seed tubes and the seed firmers all cleaned up. They were kind of stuck in there just because the last field we'd planted was pretty muddy. So he's going around scraping all those out, pulling the seed tubes out, getting them cleaned up. That way there's no problems as we're planting. But as he's doing that, I got my new disc all lined up here on the left side of the planter. So I'm just gonna go through and mount these up. I got to figure out my spacing first, but after the first one or two, they should all be the same after that. But I'm gonna get 2 or 3 done here first and double check that each shim washer on both sides are the same throughout all 3, and if that's the case, I'm not gonna mess around with double checking things. I'll probably double check them, but I'm not gonna spend too much time after that. Just make sure each 3 units are the same, and we'll go mount the rest of them up. So you can tell that that's a little short there. That's well, that's probably about 2 inches. That's what we're looking for right there. It's 2.5. Closer to 2. I like that pretty well right there. About 2 1/4, 2 3/8. So let's keep going. Throw our hubcaps on. Load that up. Okay, so we just finished up putting the discs on. Next, all we got to do is go through the meters on, and we'll be good to go. We got to mess with those lines, but shouldn't take us too long. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video there, and I appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you in the next one.